Tensions between the Koreas are on the rise today. North Korea blew up the Inter-Korean Liaison Office, a building near the border with South Korea. This comes as North Korean rhetoric has grown increasingly hostile. Foreign Affairs correspondent Nick Schifrin has the story.
On South Korean TV, the music and image were threatening, the liaison office up in smoke, as captured by a South Korean surveillance camera destroyed in a single explosion. The building opened in 2018, a symbol of North-South reconciliation. That year, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and South Korean President Moon Jae-in had a rare rapprochement, and a sitting U.S. president met a North Korean leader for the first time.
We had a really fantastic meeting, a lot of progress, really very positive. I think better than anybody could have expected.
In the background that day, Kim Yo-jong, Kim Jong-un's sister. But since the promises made in Singapore failed to turn into reconciliation, and the U.S. ignored a vague New Year's deadline imposed by the North, she's become more prominent. And North Korea has become more belligerent, cutting off communication with the South, and threatening to advance its nuclear program and deploy military to recently demilitarized areas along the border. And for more on this, I'm joined by Jong-min Kim, the Seoul correspondent for NK News, a website focused on the Korean Peninsula. Welcome to the NewsHour. Let's talk about the motivations for what Pyongyang is doing this. Is North Korea's wrath targeted at Seoul? Is it targeted at Washington? Or is there also an aspect to this of domestic consumption?
I would say that it's all three. The deal didn't happen between North Korea and the United States, and the year-end deadline that North Korea set for itself in Washington, it just expired. And it seems that the anger right now, it's targeted towards South Korea because from North Korea's perspective, despite all the goodwill gestures and all the agreements in 2018, from North Koreans' point of view, South Korea didn't do that much and didn't help that much as a mediator between Washington and Pyongyang. There could be domestic concerns as well. The party founding anniversary, the 75th anniversary in October is coming up, and the North Korean regime has vowed that they will come up with these dashing economic achievements by then, but right now they don't have much to boast about to the domestic public right now.
So how significant are these moves by North Korea?
The statements from North Korea in recent days were made by very high-level officials such as Kim Yo-jong, who is North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's sister. In March, she did start writing these statements under her bylines, but the difference right now, since the first week of June, is that her statements started coming out in a party daily in North Korea, which targets domestic audience, which means that her profile is going up in the domestic setting.
The obvious question then is she being groomed in some way to become more prominent, to maybe even take over one day from Kim Jong-un?
Although it seems that Kim Jong-un seems pretty healthy and very much alive, it does seem that Kim Yo-jong's prominence in recent days points to how North Korean leadership is maybe prepping her up to be a powerful voice as one of the Baekdu bloodline in North Korea, which is a very important myth, a cornerstone of statehood in North Korea.
At this point, is the overall effort between President Trump and Kim Jong-un, obviously facilitated by South Korean President Moon Jae-in, is that effort effectively dead?
I wouldn't say it's entirely dead, but I would say that not much time is left now with the U.S. upcoming presidential election, and also South Korea Moon Jae-in's term not left that much, and with the U.S. side and North Korean side not being able to narrow down the gap between what they want from the denuclearization deal, it seems that realistically it's almost impossible for the three actors to come up with a solution.
Jong-min Kim, Seoul correspondent for NK News, thank you very much.
Thank you.